All right, good evening, everyone. I want to start this video off by first introducing myself. My name is Andrew Pacheco. I'm going on my fourth year of teaching, and I'm currently here at Texas Tech University. I've taught previously at various places in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I did my undergraduate and graduate studies at Dallas Baptist University, and there I was also a student athlete. I was part of the track and field team with the short sprints program. So that's a little bit about myself. But the main purpose of this video is to kind of highlight some of the areas and aspects of our course that I think are of the most importance. And I first want to start off with our office hours. So my office hours are posted in our announcements tab in Blackboard. If you go to the announcements tab in our course, you'll see a day, a time, and then there's a Blackboard Collaborate link. That link is where we will meet and how we will meet through Blackboard. And that day and time is reoccurring, so we'll meet at the same day and time weekly. I would say be attentive to announcements. If there's any change, I'll post any kind of scheduling conflicts that may occur, but typically we'll meet at the same day and time every week. As far as grades are concerned, in your syllabus, it's listed that you are to submit assignments as one PDF file. So if you're going through your assignments, you're taking a couple of pictures of all your shown work and answers, and you submit 3 or 4 attachments online, you will be given a 0, and then you'll be instructed to resubmit your assignment. So there are applications such as Adobe Scan, and PDF Filer. Adobe Scan is an app for your phone. You can take pictures. It will merge it together into one PDF. You can rename it. You can email it to yourself. And then PDF Filer is a website. So as opposed to an app, a website that does the exact same thing, but for your laptop and desktop. You'll have the opportunity to browse different files on your computer and then merge them into one. So make sure that when you're submitting assignments that it's in one file, or specifically one PDF file. As far as grading is concerned, if you have an assignment that is worth 20 possible points, then each question is worth 2 points each. If you get one question incorrect, I try to give as much partial credit as possible, so make sure that you're putting forth as much effort into every question and assignment. And that also goes without saying, make sure that your assignments are neat, concise, and organized. It really helps me and gives you as much partial credit as possible if I can follow your thought process and steps kind of accordingly. There's also an opportunity for resubmission. So we have 3 different categories. We have our coursework, we have our assessments, which are equivalent to our chapter tests, and then we have our final exam. If you are to fail any of our coursework, so that's your daily assignments, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, so on and so forth. If you fail any of those, you're able to resubmit for up to a 70. All you need to do is email me the assignment, and I can grant you another attempt. While we're on the subject of coursework, assessments, and final exam, the weights for those 3 are: coursework is 50% of your grade, assessments are 20% of your grade, and assessments I do not allow for resubmission, so be extremely careful when you are, not extremely careful, but be as prepared as possible when you're completing those assessments. Your final exam, you will have the opportunity to for a reattempt if you fail your first exam. So keep that in mind when you're going through our course. I will say, as I talked about emails, if you need something for resubmission, just email it to me. I typically respond to emails within 1 business day, and I typically grade assignments within 2 business days. The only thing that might be a little bit different is if you send bulk assignments. So if you send 6 or 7 assignments in 1 day, it may take me a little bit more than just 2 days to kind of get those all graded in the grade book. Another thing that I wanted to highlight is our textbook. So our textbook, the instructions to access that are actually in our syllabus. It'll take you to a website, kind of a couple of steps to follow. You'll have to purchase your textbook through the Texas Tech University bookstore. Once you do, they'll provide you a username and a password so you can access your online e-textbook. I would encourage you to use that as much as possible. It has a couple of example questions listed out. It has processes. It should be your first resource that you use if you are all confused. So make sure that you're utilizing your resource with your textbook. Make sure that you utilize your syllabus on how to access it. There's also an extension that we'll use in Blackboard called Proctorio. Proctorio is used for our final exams. It's helps us monitor and make sure that there is that every student is upholding academic integrity. There's no cheating. There's no sites that you're not supposed to be using. There's no apps you're not supposed to be using. There's no outside sources or people that you're getting answers from. So make sure that extension is installed in Chrome. And then 2, make sure that when you are completing your final exam that you include and submit a valid form of identification. There are too many instances where students will not provide an ID or they'll provide an invalid ID. Once you complete that final exam, a lot of students are done with the course, they're ready to go, they've passed and they're kind of ready to be done with it. But if you don't submit your identification, then we cannot, on the faculty side, we can't finalize your grades. So ensure that you are providing everything that is asked of you when you are being proctored for your exam. I think that's about all I have as far as the aspects of our course go. So we talked about office hours. We talked about where to find that in announcements. We talked about how we are to resubmit or submit our assignments as one PDF file. We talked about the grade weights. We talked about resubmission. If you need a resubmission and you failed an assignment, simply email me. I'll get to emails within a business day. I'll get to grading assignments within 2 business days. We talked about how you can access your e-textbook through the syllabus. We talked about Proctorio, making sure that you have your ID when you take your final exam. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is maybe a word of encouragement. I know when we are doing school online and virtually, a lot of times students feel like they are doing everything by themselves, and especially if they're confused, it feels like they're in a hopeless situation. I just want to say that my inbox and my office hours are always open for anything aside from or including academics, that you aren't alone, and let this be an opportunity for you to discover your education. A lot of times, I know as a teacher, when I was in the classroom, too many students would come to me and say, I don't get this, how do I do it? And they go back to their desks and they are unable of working independently. They can't find the answers for themselves. And I encourage you to discover, to be relentless in your education. If you don't know, find out, watch a video, come to tutorials, ask questions, email me, look in your textbook. There's so many resources that you can use. So know that I'm here to help you and alleviate any confusion that you might have, but also that it's a twofold, it goes both ways. The effort that you put in is going to be indicative of the grade that you receive. So I encourage you to be relentless, and I can't wait to meet everyone and look forward to getting to know everyone on a personal level, and not just through academics.